Okay. So this is the earliest of early 2025 division rankings. So this is just who we think is going to fall where in terms of
Here we
final
go.
seeding. This does not include records or anything like that. So we're going to start off with the NFC North.
Oh,
And nothing wants to load,
you went.
which is
You gotta
sick.
go back. You skipped
Oh,
to the
there
south.
we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so so just for the record, for people watching and listening, Jake's at the top, Aiden, you're in the middle, and I'm on the bottom for all of these. So we all agree Lions are winning the division. Gets a little choppy after that. So, oh, my bad. My bad. Holy fuck. Okay. All right. Speaking of choppy. So, I have the Bears second. I know that's crazy. I
What are
just
we doing?
think that they lost a lot of games last year with under they had the most losses with under 3 points last year. I think they had 6 games with a loss under 3. I just feel like that and the fact that Caleb's going to be a little more experienced, there's less expectations on him. They've added a bunch through the
Ben
draft
Johnson.
and through free agency. New offensive court or new head coach. I just think that they're going to be a lot better than they've been, and I think that people are a little too hyped on the Packers. I don't think that the Packers are going to be as good as they are.
What's
Now,
up with the Minnesota slander?
Well, that's what I was going to go to next. I was going to say, Jake, you have them second. Me and Aiden both have them last. Do you want to explain why you have them second? And then, Aiden, you want to explain why maybe we both have them last?
Minnesota's got a great head coach who's a quarterback wizard. He brought back Kirk Cousins. He brought back Sam Darnold, who were both kind of poverty quarterbacks, and now are regarded as good quarterbacks. I think he'll do the same with J.J. McCarthy. Justin Jefferson's a dog. Their receiving core's awesome. Their running backs are good. I just think that they're the most capable, and I think you could argue that J.J. McCarthy has the potential to be better than Love and better than Caleb Williams, and he doesn't paint his fingernails.
I'm not gonna. I
Fair
don't
argument
mind
there.
your points. The reason I put Green Bay second, I just want to say, I just think they've been there, done that. I just have more trust in that team. That's why they're second. For me, I'm not gonna lie. The Bears and Vikings, they're super close for me. Like I think both these teams are 9-8 potential wins here. I gave the Bears the slight advantage because I do think they definitely went up, and like Carson said, they had a lot of close games that they lost. We had a DB celebrating that they won the game, and last second Hail Mary and they lost. That was hilarious. Love that. So I do think
Shout out
they
my
have
boy
the
Stevenson.
potential to be better for sure, especially with an offensive mind behind Caleb Williams. Their line got better. The line was ass. Their line got better.
I don't know if it got better.
Yeah.
I mean, J.J. McCarthy's he's a rookie. He got hurt, hasn't played. I do agree with what you're saying. I think their coach is a genius. I think he's a wizard with the quarterback because he was a quarterback. I just think the Vikings haven't got better. I think they stayed the same. And yes, they had a nasty record last year. A lot of close games that went their way, just like 3 years ago. A lot of close games that went their way. I just think the ball's going to go the other way this year.
We'll see.
How about you, Carson? Why you got
Yeah, I
Vikings in
agree.
last?
I just think J.J. McCarthy wasn't that great of a prospect to begin with, and with the difference between like Kirk and Darnold is they both did play for a long time. You know, they had like 4 seasons on the bench behind quarterbacks before they actually got to play. This guy, they did, but I always thought Sam was better than what he was outlined to be. And Kirk is like the most accurate passer over the last 10 years. So it's, I don't know. All right, let's head to the NFC South. Once again, we all agree on the winners. We all got the Bucks.
Losers.
Pretty consistent. And the losers as well. Yeah, pretty consistent overall. Jake, you got the Panthers second, baby.
Yeah, I wanted to call a shot here. I like Bryce Young. I think their team only got better. I'm sure we're gonna end up repeating the same things. I don't know. I think it's still a little bit messy that Kirk's still there.
Yeah, I kind of like
That's fair.
I actually like where your mind's at. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about putting Panthers second. I didn't realize you did. I like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, me too.
You can't be terrible forever. You have to be good at some point. So we'll
Their
see.
only downfall, I think, right now is their defense was the worst in the league behind ours, which I don't even know how that's possible. So, I mean, that's a lot of fixing. Their draft grade was pretty good. And so if the guys turn out how they're supposed to, I could easily see them taking over Atlanta. I love the Saints.
And it's not a
The
high
Saints
ceiling
are so
division. I mean, the Bucks will win that division with 9-10 wins. You know, they're not going to be a juggernaut or anything like that. Same with the rest of the teams, especially the Saints.
Yeah,
Now,
I
if
agree
Derek
with
Carr
Mike.
was playing, we'd all have the Saints first. But you know,
Yeah.
The Saints fifth.
have fun on the
this
couch,
division.
buddy. All right, NFC West. Once again, we all agree
Wow.
on the winners and losers.
Wow.
But in this case, you guys are par. I got 49ers second. I don't think they're going to be that good, but I don't think Seattle's going to be that good either. This is also a crappy division, honestly. Rams will probably run away with it. Like 12 wins. Next closest is 5 behind them. Like I don't
Rams is the
just because I
only
have the
team in
49ers.
this- Rams is probably the only team in this division who took a step forward this offseason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you could argue the Cardinals, but they're so shit that it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
And
See, I almost had
Yeah,
a
I
tough
just-
time.
between
I almost put... Sorry.
well, I was just going to say I just think that both Seattle and 49ers will be around the same record, but they're both going to be shit. But that's all I got to say.
See, I was the other way. I almost had the Cardinals above San Fran. I think with this new Purdy contract, and they're not paying him this year, so it might be this is an early prediction, but I think that team is about to slide downhill pretty quickly. McCaffrey's going to be going. I don't know if he is going to be the same person he was. They lost Debo. Obviously, he wasn't good last year, but now they're down to Ayuk and Pearsall. I mean, they have Juwan Jennings. Their O-line's getting older. I don't know how much longer Trent Williams is playing for.
Kittle's
They-
older.
Long.
They've lost
Yeah.
4 big pieces on defense. They're trying to come to a deal with what's their linebacker? The GOAT.
Osa?
No, linebacker.
Warner.
Not Greenlaw, the other one. Warner, thank you.
Warner.
They're trying to come to
Yeah.
a deal with him, and I'm sure they'll get him. So that's big. But the Cardinals were sneaky last year. They had a lot of
Yeah,
good
sneaking
games.
into the garbage.
Okay.
Fucking shit ass
They almost beat the
franchise.
Bills.
That's what I mean. Like
No.
they're sneaky. Like they're a good upset team. That's all I got. That's all
All of us have them last.
I know.
All right. NFC East. Lot of mixture here. Lot of mixture.
Wow. Really?
Yeah, this is the most
Commanders over the
chopped
Eagles?
one. This is the most
I like
chopped
this.
one.
So
Aiden's gonna
I'm
eat
just-
that in a fucking bowl of soup that says "damn."
yeah, no, I think the Eagles only got better. They might repeat the
they
Super
did.
Bowl, man.
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
I'm agreeing 100%. They got way better somehow, which is ridiculous. Because, like you just said, they blew out the second best team in the NFL in the biggest game of the year. I don't see them going anywhere. Aiden, do you have any thoughts here? You'd
I'm
like
not
to
gonna lie
share?
to you.
On your Jaden
I-
Daniels glazing?
No, no glaze. It's no glaze. I do think both. I think Eagles and Washington
Okay.
both got better. I think Eagles are overall the best team still in that division. They have harder games than Washington does, and the NFC East has not had the same division winner 2 years in a row for the past decade. So I was just like, you know what? It's still not going to happen. New division winner, Washington.
I mean, I get arguments like that, but at the same time, sometimes those kind of stats work backwards. Because it's been so long that a team hasn't won 2 in a row, Eagles must be the team to do it. Yeah.
No, I can easily see
just
that too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have the
I do
Giants
think-
over the Cowboys because I just
No, I was going to ask. I was going to ask why the hell the Giants are over the Cowboys. 'Cause you're a big Dak guy.
man. I do like Dak. I just feel like they still don't have a running game. I don't think Pickens adds that much value because I don't think receiving was their biggest problem at all the last 3-4 years when they've been good and had 12 win seasons. They haven't paid Parsons, which sucks dick. They need to get on that because he's just going to be pissed. He might even sit games, who knows. And I think the Giants are low-key sneaky. They're low-key not as bad as people think that they are. They had a great draft. And I like both Jameis and Russ. I think that they can get more wins than the Cowboys this year. Mind you, that's not a lot, but
Yeah, the Giants, I don't know who's starting, is the thing. That's big. Jameis,
yeah.
Wilson.
Jameis or
Probably.
Wilson, I think this team is capped at 7 wins.
You think Jackson Dark's a better prospect?
I think Jackson Dart, he has the highest test score of any quarterback ever, which
Yeah, that's
is
pretty nuts.
nuts. So he's smart. Obviously, I mean, quarterbacks are all smart across the board. They're all geniuses.
Well,
But I just think this is not the year that they break out. Not that going up one spot in this division is breaking out. I think Dallas just has a higher ceiling than the Giants do.
That's fair.
Agreed.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. All right. This is the only perfect.
Boy.
This is the only
that looks-
perfect
boy.
board. Yeah,
Aiden,
this
you
is the
give
only
your
perfect
team
board.
like that? You fraud. Trey Hendrickson, dude.
Okay. This is the only perfect board. So who would like to take it away? Aiden, I feel like because it's your division.
Okay. Baltimore is the best rounded team. Their defense,
Oh, that one hurts.
it does hurt. The defense is just, dude. Their defense is just nasty. Like everyone in this division has a good defense besides Cincinnati. At the end of the day, the Steelers have a great defense, shitty offense. The Browns have a pretty good defense, shitty offense. We have a great offense, shitty defense. And Baltimore's just so well-rounded.
Did you hear the Browns are signing Justin Tucker?
Him and Watson massaging each other. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's an
No,
AI
I mean, I
video
think
out
this-
there somewhere.
If not, we gotta make that one happen.
Whoa.
Man, it blow up.
Be rubbing off to Justin Tucker and Deshaun Watson rubbing off.
Oh god.
Wow, a lot of rubs there.
I mean, my brain is where your guys' brain is. I'm gonna be realistic with this. I think we are capped at an 11-win season this year. I looked at the teams and I had us winning 11 games if it goes as planned. I really
You guys
do.
beating the Bills?
I didn't have us beating the Bills, especially when I thought it was week 1. Now that it's later in the year, when Burrow and the team decides, hey, I forgot we have to play football between November and January, I can see us beating the Bills. But like, it all depends on defense. Like you said, is Trey Henderson going to play? Is he going to sit out? Are we going to make a deal? It doesn't look like it. Baltimore's just so well-rounded.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. It's hard to argue. I mean, we obviously all agree on the rankings here, so I don't think there's much to say. The only thing I would say is I feel like this might be the first year Tomlin doesn't have 10 wins. In a long time.
I agree. I do think the Steelers should miss the playoffs this year. They didn't do anything at quarterback, and that's a big problem. The Browns are in the bins, I think.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know.
No
if you
amount
guys
of
saw
defense can
Shedeur
win them games.
Picked the number 12 and said, "I'm going to be the best quarterback to ever wear this number." Huh?
Yeah, I mean, behind maybe 30 guys, he could be the best. He could be the best 31st quarterback to ever wear 12. I could see that. If that's what he meant.
Who picks the number 12 and says that, dude? That's the equivalent of Jalen Carter coming out, or Abdul Carter, sorry, and being like, "Yo, can I get number 56, please? Can I get that?"
So he not only asked for one of the greatest players in football's jersey, he went and did it a second time. Bro got denied twice. Come on, pick your own number, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That being said, though, we are going to be Super Bowl champions.
What?
Anyway. Let's move on to AFC South. Once again, first two columns. Everybody's got it the same. The only difference is I have Tennessee over the Colts. You guys both agree on your ranks. I mean, pretty straightforward. These teams are all shit except for the Texans right now. And honestly, I was contemplating Jacksonville even behind Tennessee. I know that that's crazy. But once again, it's like the same scenarios as some of these other divisions. Doesn't mean that I see them as like way better. I just see them as both shit. Jacksonville lost 5 straight games to start the year last year. Like, I mean, the fact that they're so bad. They're so bad. They're my least favorite team in the NFL, I think, behind maybe the Dolphins. I don't like them at all. But I don't think that the Colts are good enough to... I feel like Cam Ward is not that bad. They don't have a lot to fight for. They did have a decent team last year even. Like when they added Ridley and everything. I just feel like they have a better team than people think that they have. And if Cam Ward is even half decent, like they'll have a decent year. They just got to make sure that O-line is tightened up. But I think they can be better than the Colts if that's their target line.
I think it's interchangeable. Tennessee and the Colts, whatever one you have, I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
they're both.
Neither of them are going to be good. Anthony Richardson is a failed experiment.
Sucks,
looking
dude.
at
He's
this,
a freak.
I was actually thinking Jags might be able to take the division because I thought their schedule was going to be super weak.
Jake, man, do you hear this gaslight coming from this kid right now? Do you hear the gaslight? Oh my god!
I don't like Trevor. I
think the Ravens are going to be last in their division too.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out, and then
the Browns could definitely get more wins than the Ravens. 100%. 100%.
I think the Texans are legit. Obviously, I still think they have stuff to address to become like cemented. The Jags, I mean, they just played a whole season without Trevor Lawrence, pretty much. The team was in shambles. We had Mac Jones throwing the ball. They're in shambles. They had a good draft. They have pieces that you think should be able to go out there and perform really well, especially on that D line. And hear me out before y'all start looking like Carson.
Shut up, bitch!
I did go look at their Texans have a hard schedule. I went to go look at the Jags schedule. It's just as hard. They're gonna lose some games big time. I thought the Jags would have an easier route to the division. In division games, I think's a possible win. Like, I do think the Jags could take one over the Texans.
Yeah, but that's
sure.
Division games are different. They're
Exactly.
completely different.
Dude, they have an ass schedule for being how bad they were last year. Just ass. They, like, one of their easier games I would consider is, like, Seattle. And I think that's a tough game for them even.
Yeah.
So how does this help your point that Jacksonville could possibly win the?
No,
South?
that was my mindset, like, going into it without looking at what's happening, and then I looked at the games that they had to play, and I was like, let me take a step back here,
Okay,
and calm down a bit.
Okay, gotcha. Once again, a lot of movement. This Chargers take is up there with the worst of them. This Jake guy. Look at him smiling. He can't even take himself seriously.
The Chargers
don't know what's
are
worse.
going to win the division. Mark my words.
I don't know what's worse, having them win the division or having them be at the bottom.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
The Raiders?
I got 2 words for you. Ashton Genty.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the Chargers this year. Chiefs can't
Clearly.
win every year. Broncos.
Yeah, but they can win their division every year.
I could see the Broncos being up there too. Like I don't know, you could have 3 teams from this division in the playoffs. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I think 2 of them are going to be in.
Oh wow!
I would say.
I'm sorry, I'm just staring at
I would
this
say
board.
the Chargers take is crazy. Personally,
Why?
Chiefs can't take that dramatic of a fall. There's no shot. I agree that they won't
I
make
got
it
him
to
second on here, man. It's not like I threw him in the dumps.
I would like to say this was the hardest division to do. I think
Pause.
this was the hardest division for me, or the North, but this was close. Yeah, I don't know what's worse, them in first or them in last. I think them in last might be worse.
Okay, well, can I just break it down real quick?
Yes.
Chiefs have went to 7 straight AFC Championship games. I don't think anything else has to be said about that. Broncos, that's where they fell last year. I think that they are a good team. I think that they're a solid team overall. They didn't lose that much last year except for a running back, but he wasn't. Running game was shit last year anyway. I don't think that was a big part of their offense. And I think the Raiders just got dramatically better. They Geno Smith is definitely the best quarterback they've had in a while, even over Derek Carr. Sorry, buddy.
He's the
Once again, enjoy the couch. I would give him a little bit more, but they are pretty similar. I'm not gonna sit here like he's Tom Brady compared to Geno Smith compared to Derek Carr. And I think that they are going to have a good running back. I think that they are just going to be better than the Chargers. Chargers still have no wide receivers. Ladd McConkey, yeah, he's okay, but like he's also 6'2" and white. So I mean,
Whoa!
when that's your best receiver,
Hey,
like I don't know. And then
second best quarterback in the division.
yeah.
Agreed, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. That's totally fair.
Second
And then,
best coach, I could argue.
yeah, you could argue that. Well, Sean Payton, I don't know. Pete McCarroll? Actually, I don't know if you could. I mean, you could argue that, but that's tough. Anyway, yeah, I don't think that they're going to be that good. Last one, baby, and we got some swinging from
Miami Dolphins.
We all agree, Bills.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1.
I mean, yeah,
Fuck the Dolphins.
The Bills are clear. I think this is
the shittiest division in sports right now. In the sport right now.
I think this is the one
Honestly.
division that you're like, you look at it like, okay, this team is obviously just so far ahead of these teams that it's not close.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Jake, you and me are in the same boat here compared to Aiden. Like, we have such easy divisions compared to to the AFC North. Like, it's not even funny. We are chilling.
Aiden's division kind of sucks right now, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, the two at the bottom suck.
But even the Steelers, bro, they were in the playoffs last year. They've been in the playoffs for the last 8 years.
Yeah, but they're shit, though. Nobody takes the Steelers
They're shit in the
seriously,
playoffs.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the Dolphins this year, I only put them up there because...
The other two teams.
I don't know. Yeah, like, it's like Drake May has no help. And the Jets are a poverty franchise.
They signed Diggs, though. New head coach. New offensive coordinator. Better line. Their defense was okay last year. They've always kind of had a middle defense since Belichick left. I don't think that the other teams are that much competition. I also think that Dolphins just are going to go downhill next year. That cliff is just falling. No defense.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The Dolphins suck. Their fans are terrible. The stadium's awful. Nobody goes there who's serious about taking football. Tua throws a prettier ball than Mahomes.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill quote. Tyreek Hill quote. Tyreek Hill quote.
Yeah. That's not a city monk. I remember that now.
I like the Patriots at 2. This year, going into the season, they're favored in 11 games, which is what they have been combined favored for in the last 3 years.
Are you serious?
No, they do have an easy schedule though. Like, I mean, think about it. They're going to be favored against the Jets. They probably are favored against Miami in both those games. So right away you have 4.
Actually, a little favored stat that maybe, Jake, I don't know, you might have seen. Bills are the only team in the NFL who are like predicted to win every game. Or favored, in every game.
They're favored.
They're the only team favored in all 17 games.
Oh, I'm cursed.
favored in every game except the AFC Championship.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh God, you did pick a brutal franchise right now for the playoffs. Oh God. All right, well, that has been the earliest of early division rankings. We'll see you in 365 days.